Hi, my name is Debbie Suey, and this is video journal number 3 for EDUU 676 from Brandman University's Autism Spectrum Disorders program. We are going over the APERS PE self-assessment tool. The first area that we're looking at is social competence. On item number 21, I have made down the middle on this one, dealing with communication and social interaction. I believe that there is always room to improve on this. 2 weeks ago we had our third grade performance, where I have first, second, and third graders. And on our whiteboard, I wrote down student thoughts about the performance, where one student would say, I liked this song, and then another student might come along and say, I agree with so-and-so, I really like this song because. So it was nice having that kind of an interaction with them, where they could agree with their classmate about something. Also, another thing that we do besides having the kids talk about something and saying what they like or dislike about another student's comment, we have the social emotional time, where the students can have game time, or playing with things such as Legos or Hot Wheels cars and Matchbox cars. And so they promote the social interaction for the kids, and so they're learning how to say, can you please hand me that car that's right next to you, and then thank you, just common courtesies, and they're learning it. Going on to number 22, I feel it's a real strength of our program for conducting the weekly or daily explicit training to promote social skills. I like to review the appropriate expected behaviors before we go out to recess, for lunch, library, PE, any specials that we're going to do, so the kids understand that they, there's certain places that they have to act certain ways. Going on to item number 23, we do have peer buddies in our school and our district as a whole. We also have opportunities for upper grade students to come into the classroom in the program Teachers of Tomorrow, and they can read to my students, they can help them do worksheets, things like that, but it's just so they can develop the social skills that they need to be able to interact. We also have gate presentations that come into our classrooms, and these kids are maybe 2 to 3 grade levels above my students, and to me they are peers. Even though they're not the exact same age or grade level, they're still peers, because it would be boring to have all of your friends the exact same age as you. So we do have peer buddies and peer interactions that are outside of our regular instruction time. Going on to personal independence and competence. I am on both items on here in the middle of the road. For the first one on item 24, it's 2 strategies to promote students' personal independence in routines and activities. I do have a schedule for the day. I explain to the students what is happening today. If there's anything different that's not normal, I explain that to them, and I also explain the appropriate expected behavior that needs to come along with that. We also have a calendar in a different area with special dates on it, so the kids can see that certain things are coming up, like if it's picture day that's coming up, or like last Saturday there was, or yesterday, not even last, was the father-daughter weekend activity. Just special things that are happening. I know that I can improve on this. I know upper grade kids, they have a binder reminder where they would write down their assignments. Right now, since I do have first, second, and third grade, I do a homework packet for all of them, and they are due every Friday for everybody that's in the class. It just makes it easier for everybody to know that they're all on the same page. So if one parent needs to contact another parent and they're in a different grade in my class, it's all pretty much the same. Let's see here on item number 25, at least 2 strategies are used to promote self-management skills. We do have a clip chart for behavior, and I make it a point to have the student either clip themselves up or clip themselves down, and then we discuss that if they do clip themselves down, that they always have the opportunity to clip themselves up. They do not have to leave at the end of the day with a less than desirable yay note or note home. Also in my classroom, I do have an unfinished work file for each student, so they can see if they need to complete something after they have finished their other work. And if they have finished their other work, then they are free to get their library book if they want to, and they can look at that. Or there are some other activities that they can do. Like they could write on a whiteboard. I have a ranking chart that tells them what they can do, what their number 1 is, that they would have to make sure that they finish their unfinished work, and then if that's done, then they can clean out their desk, and once that is done, then they go to the next step, and it changes every week. My students, as of right now, are not involved in monitoring data for some of their IEP goals. I think that maybe next year, my second year of teaching, I want to go ahead and implement something where they can go ahead and monitor their goals. But as of right now, I'm just feeling slightly overwhelmed with all of the learning that I have to do. Going to the next slide, it is the functional behavior. Both of these items I feel are a real strength in our program. For an FBA, we currently have 3 district BCBAs who are assigned 5 schools each to cover the 15 schools in our district. So if I had a student that was having an interfering behavior, I would contact my BCBA. They would have the student, they would evaluate the student to see whether or not an FBA is needed, or if they can provide some insight that maybe I don't know, that maybe they were aware of, and I just needed to be told something. And then we would come together as a team if we needed to go further on that and actually conduct the FBA. On to number 27. Again, we do have the BCBA. She would help us develop the intervention plan with the team. We would definitely have her guidance on that, and if need be, we can also contact the other 2 BCBAs because they really know all of our population. Okay, going on to The next one, it is family involvement. For the first item, number 28, I do have it as a real strength in our program. Our district uses a communication app called Parent Square. And we can send messages back and forth to parents like we're text messaging them. And it's really nice, and it's just totally takes the sterile environment of using an email that has our confidentiality statement on it, and just all of that stuff. It just puts it to the side and just lets us be able to communicate a little bit more personally with the parents, and they feel the same way as contacting us. One plus for our app that I'm really happy with, and it's a big brother kind of a thing, our administrators have the ability to monitor communication if there is a problem, if there's a need that arises. Then they can step in and they can help us out and understand the whole context of what was going on. So I'm very happy with that. And as a rule, we don't use jargon or acronyms when we're talking to our parents, because we want to be able to include them in everything, and we don't want to exclude them by using all of the the jargon and acronyms. And if we do need to use something, we just make sure that they understand what we're talking about, and if they have any questions, for them to please ask us. My principal used to be the head of SST for our school district, and I really love that she is now our principal, because she has a way with speaking to our parents and being able to calm their nerves and be able to also be there for us as teachers. But it's just, I really love having her. On to number 29, because I'm running out of time. Key team member provides some information that is important to all families. I'm going to go middle of the road on this one, because it's talking about community resources, post-secondary options, transition process, job fairs, things like that. We are an elementary school district, so we don't have that need for the transition, post-secondary, job fairs, things like that. Our high school, junior high, high school district does offer those things, and they are available to our community. But our school and district, they do have like curriculum meetings, or they have events to show off new technology that we have. But our Santa Clarita Valley SELPA offers a lot of specialized classes for our parents, and we make sure that our parents are aware of all of those opportunities. The last item is teaming. On the first item, number 30, I believe a real strength in our program is us having the meetings where we come together outside of the annuals or triennials for our students, and we're able to speak with our parents about any concerns that they have. I actually have 2 this week that are not an annual or a triennial with my parents. Going on to numbers 31 and 32, I'm in the middle of the road. We do have meetings, but they are not a regular occurrence in our district, because we have had some change in leadership at the district office. It's kind of a little bit wonky with the getting everybody together and seeing who has what role from the district office. Number 32, paraprofessionals have general training related to developmental disabilities and special education, but not specific to ASD. I'm in the middle of the road. We used to have all of these programs, but now they're more general or rushed, like this presentation is, because I have run out of time. Thank you so much for listening.